Not that I'm against health. I'm not against fitness program, but if you can go out and bring anybody off the street and let them be participating in activities, and they get hurt using that type of equipment, then the city is liable for it.
I think I went to Regina. Didn't I come to you for that about, you know, who could participate?
Right, we talked about it being a wellness program for the city, but it was my understanding that the people that were involved were either city employees or worked on some of the agencies or boards of the city. So it's a city program that was aimed at reducing costs for insurance and other things. It was the purpose of it. Now, I don't know how much it's expanded beyond that.
There's no charge. Linda actually directs that, and no one pays to be a part of this. Berta Relly is a fireman. He participates in that. My wife participates in it. Other than that, I don't know of anyone outside. But I guess it was the fact that it was not a program that was going to, city would not be expending monies into it.
It's all part of the Let's Move program, Mayor.
Yeah,
River Region.
that's how it got started, though. Mrs. Obama had a program called Let's Move, and so when we had the kickoff of that program, we did something at the Fame Center that morning and allowed people to come and be a part of it, and that's where it was kind of born.
It's strictly people giving their time helping the community. It's all it is. It's just strictly people.
Fitness and different things, just like you go to the doctor and you have a condition and you have to take physical fitness. When you go to have therapy, you have to be a licensed person to do that because you're dealing with somebody's health and their life. My concern is the city community. Who's in charge of the program there? Just have a license to have you there doing this. Who's in charge?
I'm licensed with 3 companies. I am a personal trainer.
You are licensed?
Yes, sir.
To do this?
Yes, sir.
Your license or curved?
Curves?
Curved. Up to date. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You want to see the book?
No, I can
Okay.
look at it later. You can make me a copy of it and put it in the cubicle if
You
you
won't
want.
understand it.
And then I'll read through it. That would be fine. I thank you for it. It's very good. I still have some questions about this because it did come to public council. And lots of citizens have been talking about this. When it came up on here, when I saw our other health fitness. We need to look at where we're on this.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand that you're saying that retired employees can and people on boards, but I believe that Ms. Lewis just said people in the community. So do we help people in the community, because that is another liability? Do we have insurance covering, I understand our employees, but do we have insurance covering people that live in the city and county? The liability?
I don't know, I mean, are there people participating that are not affiliated at all with the city?
Well, Ms. Lewis said that there were community
It's,
people.
Regina, remember we talked about the Let's Move program under Michelle Obama? It's a River Region move. I sat on a task force with Todd Strange and several other people in Montgomery that are just strictly, you know, they're using city buildings in every other city, letting the employees, you know, come in and work out and do that kind of thing. But it's a worldwide movement. It's not anything that we created.
That's not my question, and I think it's great. I think it's wonderful, because then these people that are on fixed incomes or whatever can come at a service we provide. My question is, has nothing to do with anything you said, minus liability. Are we insured? Because I think it would be wonderful for us to bite the bullet, buy the insurance, to let anybody come.
I would think you would have a lot of premise liability insurance on your on all your city buildings for anybody that comes, when they're invited to come into city property. But, I mean, I haven't reviewed the insurance contracts with the city, so that's something we need to verify. You should have premise liability on every building for people that, because, I mean, we're open to the public.
The firemen and the police department both have gyms also.
Do y'all let
Well,
people off the streets come into yours to? We don't.
we let people off the street come in and use our facilities for several different things, and I think the question,
You do what?
the question that we're getting to is, what can we allow the city facilities to be used for that does not create a liability situation for us? But if an organization wants to come in and have a CPR class at my fire station, wants us to teach CPR, we've got CPR instructors, and that's a physical exertion. They're sitting there on the floor learning that. Is that exposing us to a liability? And I think you're asking a question that needs to be addressed. Now, Councilman Washington, we don't just let them come in and use it for whatever they want, but there are some things like that that I think you're touching on. I know that we have classroom facilities, that type things that
First aid.
PCI has asked to come in and, teach some classes, just the fact we got classroom. And I would definitely be interested in having that line drawn to know what we're covered for and not.
I'll be happy to research that and give y'all a response back.
It's just like field trips and things like that, where a lot of students come in. I know the police department probably does a certain amount of that. I think it's a good question.
Well, it's like the neighborhood watch meets in the police station on the west side. The west side group meets over there, so,
The senior citizens also have a workout place.
yeah. So let's research that and see, where we are.
Chief, what I asked you, you said you let people come in. I can understand organizations bringing people to teach safety, to teach health, and to give instruction on what to do in case of a storm and about fire. But I'm concerned about, I know anything that the city has, there's a liability, but my concern is, I'm listening to you, and I'm listening at the ones who are making that copy out of her book over there, that say, you let people come in into you. Well, that's almost like you just letting anybody get on the fire truck to ride with you when you're going through a fire. That's a dangerous situation, because these are facilities are for city employees. And to just let an individual come off the street to do it, then you said in the city, you open us up for a lawsuit. And the next thing is, I've seen in the afternoon, late evening, that these lots of them in there are not adults, they're children.
In where?
You talking about an officer?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm good. If I can address it.
Yes, sir.
We don't let just anybody ride on fire trucks. To me, that's a stretch between facilities and fire apparatus.
Yes.
I think the expectation of any government building is paid for by the people is that they have access to it. I'm very interested in knowing where that access becomes a liability for the city. I think that's where Councilwoman Holt's going. But like I said, to me, the biggest, a field trip, kids coming there, people stopping by, want to see the fire truck, and we don't let the kids drive the fire truck. But if a kid wants to come by and see the fire truck, I need to know as the fire chief, that I need to tell them no because of the city's liability, because that's worldwide, people stopping the fire station, so I need to know if we need to start turning them around, have a sign of release or whatever, so to not make it more than it is. But I think the fire station is generally considered a community room in most communities, especially that was started out 40 years ago as a volunteer fire department, and there's a lot of family involved, and I still have the volunteers.